Well, let's talk about like some of the reasons that people do bring their pets in, and you know, we just kind of randomly pulled some paper. In fact, I haven't even looked at these. So people get an idea of why, and please let me just state that that's what we're here for. We're here to take these animals in. We're here, and this is not about judgment. This is just about sharing some of this information. Right. We want to be here so that people can bring their animals to us. I mean, that's what this is all about.
Well, and I think too, when we would rather that a pet be brought directly to us by the owner, sure, if they need to
find placement,
sure, for their pet. Because we take a lot of information from the owner. We want to know about that pet so that we can give it the best fresh start we possibly can. We want to know, is it good with children? Is it good with other dogs? Maybe there's a dog, there can be dogs that are only good with other female dogs or whatever, but we want to get that history. And so it's really a benefit to us that when an animal is brought in, that it's brought in by its owner.
Well, why don't we take just a little bit of time, Cheryl, and just kind of go through some of these things and share with the folks watching why people bring animals in. And I guess what I'm going to try to share is just, you know, is this something that we could have possibly helped that person so that they didn't feel as though they were in a position where they had to give their animal up. Right. So and it's interesting, some of the reasons, and as Cheryl says, we're here to help people and to help those animals, and but the more history we have, obviously it's easier for us to find the right match for that particular animal. So I've got a little dog here, and the folks had it for 3 months. The dog is approximately 2 years. They originally got it from a family member, and apparently they were just watching the dog and didn't plan on keeping it, but the family member never really wanted the dog back, so they felt like they were in a rock and a hard place, and so brought it to us.
So, and that can happen sometimes. Hey, can you watch my dog for a few weeks, and then wouldn't you like to keep my dog? So I have one here, moving, going off to college and can't afford, and parents are unable to keep because of allergies. So here's another one.
Number one reason shelters across the nation are get pets, obviously surrendered pets, is moving. It's you know, and moving can mean, you know, I'm moving across town. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm moving out of state, but it can be just, you know, or my apartment won't allow it, I just moved, you know, whatever the case might be. So I have a cat here who is approximately 6 years old, and they had the cat for 6 months, and no, actually I take that back, they had it since it was a kitten, and this had to be difficult, you know, at six years to give up your kitty, but they were moving, and they could not take it with. So, and again, that's one of those situations, Cheryl, that is difficult for the cat and for the person.
Right. Well, and you know, sometimes I think moving isn't. It may be the primary reason, but it isn't the final reason. Sometimes we'll have histories where not only are they moving and they can't take the cat with them, but the cat wasn't litter box trained, or was nipping at the children, or...
You must have read this one, because this is exactly, because I'm laughing as she's saying this, because that was the reason that they surrendered the animal. But as you go back into more of the extensive history, is it litter box trained? Yes, but occasionally will miss the box, and was peeing on some things on the floor, and sometimes get locked into the house and can't get to the litter box. So,
and so that's an area, we can't do anything about people moving.
Right.
But if we know that they're having a litter box issue, or a scratching issue, or an aggression issue, we can offer some insight into how to curb that behavior or correct it. Sure. And so maybe if they weren't having that litter box issue, maybe they could have moved with.
Right. They may have been more inclined to do that if this cat maybe didn't. And I'm not saying they did or didn't, but I'm just saying possibly that would be the case. So, and that, I just want to mention too, briefly, that doesn't necessarily mean that that particular cat would not be considered a cat that could be adopted, because obviously if you change the environment, you do all the right things, you know, your kitty
Right.
can stay
Well, there
right on
can
track.
be, right,
Oh.
there can be a lot of reasons why a cat stops using its litter box, and that's where we come in handy to help people become an investigator. I have one here brought in. They got a cat for their mother, and the mother passed away, and they work too much and they don't have time.
Sure.
And I think that's a really big thing when you have pets. You need to remember, not only can pets be costly, but you need the time, the investment of time to play with them, take them to the vet, the food, just to pay attention to them. And
Quality is so important
Quality.
for these guys.
Right.
You know, we talked briefly about the needs of cats and dogs and how important that is, and so obviously people need to think that through.
right. So we hope that this gave everybody some insight as to some of the obstacles that people are up against when they need to surrender their pets, and some of the obstacles that we try to help them overcome by coming to the shelter and asking us questions or getting the information from us, and hopefully things that they can think about before they're going to bring a pet into their home, and do the right thing for their existing pets and new pets that they're bringing into their home.
And for themselves.
And for themselves, to have a happy family. And so we hope that you enjoyed this program, and until next time,
Happy tales to you.